Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk about game settings. I know this is something that I've done in the past, but I know in the past the settings that I had showed people about were very intrusive on your game, and I think as a result of this many people didn't really want to play with those game settings. So I am doing another video like this with a much more simplified config that only just changes the bare minimum essential settings that I think you need to compete at a high level, even if you still want to play with like some other graphic settings that are a little bit detrimental to your game. Cool. For an example of this, let me show you something. If you go to advanced, you enable developer console. Cool. And you press the button just under your escape key, it brings up the console, and here is where you can set a whole bunch of settings. You can do it in your head too, but I just like to do it inside console. A good example of this is viewModel FOV. Changes how much space on the screen your weapon takes. So now it takes up more space, it's like all up in my face. Change it back to 90, it's more, sticks out a bit more. That's an example of a game setting. Now all of these commands can actually be executed through a config file, and I'm going to show you how to work with config files. Cool. Okay, cool. I'm going to show you guys how to install config now. One thing I recommend you do first is you search folder options. This will work in Windows 10 as well, and you want to make sure you can see your file extensions. So this box that says hide extensions for known file types, I don't want that to be ticked. It will probably be ticked by default. Untick that. It's just easier when working with configs. Cool. And basically you're going to take this config that I linked to you guys, and you're going to copy this and then local disk program files 86 Steam apps. Where is it now? Common TF2 TF CFG. CFG is where all of your config stuff goes into. You're going to just paste it into this folder, into your CFG folder. Brilliant. If you want to have a quick look at what's inside here, these are just essential, very bare basic settings that don't force too much down your throat too quickly. And you can go and remove individual lines of code here if you don't like it. It's really very bare bones, and it's like what we consider the minimum you need to have. It doesn't force you to have any graphic setting changes. It's just like good net settings, so when you click, the bullets come out at the right time, you know, and it's really very important settings I think you should have. If you are interested in improving your FPS, which I strongly recommend you do, but not everybody likes this though, is you should install one of these official config settings made by members of the community. Okay, so you would go download this, and just be careful when you install this, like read the instructions carefully, because it's not always that simple. So yeah, I really recommend you do it. It's to improve your FPS, and better FPS means better performance. Cool.